Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're breaking down the new Halo Wars 2 ViDoc that contains tons of juicy new information. I'm gonna let it play and then stop it whenever I want to talk about something that is worthy of note. So before we start, don't forget to leave a like. Let's try and hit 400 likes on this video. So this first shot appears for, I kid you not, 5 frames, which is incredibly weird and suspicious, at least to me. The thing worthy of note here is this apparent cloud of smoke in front of the bridge window. Whether this is caused by the Banished assault carrier or banshees that we're going to see in a minute, or something entirely different is totally a guessing game right now. Still though, it's real suspicious that this screen only shows up for like 5 frames. For those who are unaware of what I mean by frames, considering this trailer is in 30 frames per second, 5 frames equates to 1/6 of a second, so it shows up for a real short amount of time. This right here is pretty huge. It's the Spirit of Fire's hull that is likely in space, with fire and explosions reflecting off it. Whether that's the Spirit of Fire exploding, nearby Pelicans or Hawks, or even the Banished assault carrier, this infers there's going to be a space fight, which will no doubt look absolutely fucking beautiful considering Blur are doing the cutscenes. Another shot here of the 2 Lancers of choppers blitzkrieging Red Team at the UNSC base. Again, these lights on the choppers just look goddamn amazing in this dusk lighting. And here's our first shot at a new non-military AI by the name of Isabelle that Red Team find on the Ark. She's a logistical AI, so acts far different to any military AI that we've encountered previously like Cortana or Serena. She acts in a more real, human way. Now here, just look how big Atriox's forearms are. This is not going to be an easy fight for Red Team and the Spirit of Fire, no matter how big their force is. Here's another shot of the Halo Wars 2 Anders, and my god, she looks absolutely nothing like the Halo Wars 1 Anders. She's Caucasian and blonde, and she used to be Asian and brunette. I mean, I'm not annoyed to be honest, I just hope her character holds up despite the change in looks. She was a really interesting character in Halo Wars 1, but I do feel she could be fleshed out a lot more, so I'm hoping that Halo Wars 2 does that.
"28 years, Professor. Let's see what kind of galaxy we woke up to."
We had a very specific story we wanted to tell, and in particular, new characters that we wanted to introduce.
Now, what I think Isabelle is looking at right now is a hologram of the Banished assault carrier, which does make sense, as we learned recently that she'll be aiding the Spirit of Fire in defeating the Banished.
Expectations from story, and we wanted to make sure we did that in the strongest way possible.
Now here in the background is something that's super interesting. It's what looks like a Private Jenkins style handcam recording of the attack on the UNSC base on the Ark, and Cutter's watching it. This should make for a great watch to spur up our emotions against the Banished, whilst also probably giving us Jenkins nostalgia. And here's our first shot of the Banished assault carrier, which is likely Shipmaster Let Volle's enduring conviction, given that his Banshee fighters are flying out of it and attacking the Spirit of Fire. It's also worth noting that this ship could be the ship that we see destroyed on the Ark during the E3 trailer.
At the end of the original game, the Spirit of Fire and its crew were adrift in space. The crew's in cryosleep, and fast forward 28 years later to Halo Wars 2, they awake to find themselves above a Forerunner installation. Halo fans, especially those who've played Halo 3, will recognize it as the Ark. It's the largest and most powerful of the Forerunner creations, and it's also the birthplace of the Halos. It's literally the place that made all of the Halo rings, so that's the kind of power that's contained there. The only connection they have when they wake up is a small signal, one emergency beacon, that's coming from the surface of the Ark down below.
Now, this beacon could be Isabelle, or it could be a log buoy left by the Forward Unto Dawn, which would explain the incoming communications from the Dawn that we saw in the last trailer. Or alternatively, it could be Isabelle utilising the log buoy to get the Spirit of Fire's attention, which is kind of hinted at in this next scene.
We wanted to put everybody in this position where things are different, things are new, no one's really sure what's going on.
Okay, I just want to say major props to the music department. That bit of music in the background sounded like a really cool atmospheric mix of Halo 2's OST and Reach's OST, and it's a mix that I am super excited to hear more of. It feels like it's going to fit Halo Wars 2's atmosphere absolutely perfectly. I think the real question here though is Stephen Rippey going to be doing the OST again, or is it going to be an entirely new team?
You know, Isabelle is a very different kind of AI. She's a logistics AI. She's not a military AI. She is not like a Cortana or a Serena.
She shows up in a way that we haven't seen AIs behave in Halo before. She's freaked out. She's seen all of her friends die. She's seen her outpost destroyed.
She's a little trepidatious, does not want to stick around.
And here's our first proper look at the new, far more human AI, Isabelle. Her friends were killed by the Banished, and now she wants revenge. She's a logistics AI and has absolutely no military experience, as she wasn't created for military reasons, which is going to make her character extremely interesting, seeing as she'll likely exhibit a wider range of emotions in a more human manner than any other AI we've ever encountered. I cannot wait to see how she both affects the story and how she uses the emotions of losing her friends to drive her towards defeating the Banished.
She warns them that something bad is still on the Ark and that they need to run away.
Okay, so this line got to me. Something bad is still on the Ark. It hints, at least to me, that it may be something that Isabelle doesn't know the name of, and she clearly knows the name of the Banished and who they are, so... Flood? Maybe? It could be either. I think I'm just more biased towards the Flood, honestly, because I just really want them back in the games, but it could mean either the Banished or the Flood equally.
The Spartans from Halo Wars, last time you saw them was in the original Halo Wars, just tearing down a pack of elites. And here are those same Spartans being taken apart by one guy. Who is this guy?
Right, this is shaping up to be one of the coolest fighting scenes in gaming history, and it looks like it's going to be an awesome way to first introduce Atriox. Like Dan Ayub said, 3 Spartans who were previously mowing down elites in easy fashion in Halo Wars 1 now can't even touch one brute. From the awesome effects on his gravity mace to the way he just backhands one of Red Team away like they're nothing but a falling leaf, Atriox is being set up as one of the coolest, most badass characters in Halo to date.
They meet Atriox for the first time. He surprises them. The Spartans expect a brute, they get much more than a brute in Atriox.
There's actually more to this guy. He's not just a really strong brute.
He's good at tactics, he's good at outthinking his opponents.
That was the genesis of that character, of what if one brute was not only stronger than the others, but also incredibly intelligent. Atriox is something the universe hasn't seen before.
The fact that he can surprise and then beat 3 Spartans in hand-to-hand combat sets the stage for who's in charge of the Banished and the kind of threat they pose.
From a visual standpoint.
Okay, major props to 343 and Creative Assembly for this. They've fleshed out a previously extremely two-dimensional race into being something so interesting and seemingly unbeatable. The brutes were always really strong, but that was about it. They were dumb, unintelligent, and just really weak-minded followers with a heavy hand. Now, they're strong as ever, but great tacticians and hyper-intelligent too.
From a visual standpoint, we wanted to carry over enough of the original Covenant technologies, but at the same time, being in your face, more about hard hitting and close combat.
You know what a Wraith does if you've played Halo, but you've never seen a Wraith look like this before.
Lots of layered armor, lots of ramming spikes, things that spoke to a brute's sensibilities and aesthetic choices.
Okay, I just gotta say that the direction for the Brute's artistic design in this game is not only perfectly encapsulating their culture, but it's absolutely, undeniably Halo. This is something that Halo 4 and Halo 5 failed to capture for me, artistically at least, and the fact that Halo Wars 2 has done this makes me happier than you are ever gonna imagine.
This is who they're gonna have to fight. This is who Captain Cutter has to beat.
The Brute shot is back, baby! I mean, I kind of always expected to see it return, but it's nice to finally get some confirmation. This shot is awesome too, I absolutely love it. It seems so tribal and just brutish.
Our astronavigation system can't pinpoint a location. We're not on the map anymore.
We're not on the map anymore. Now, this seems really weird to me, as humanity should have the area of space where the Ark is situated plotted, That is, unless the Ark was moved, or Isabelle is yet to interface with the Spirit of Fire and update the ship's maps. The way Anders says this though seems like she's almost happy they're not on the map, so maybe they're trying to hide from something. The Banished? Something else? Little typo here, the Epsilon Eridani system is actually spelled Epsilon Erdani. More importantly than a typo, however, is why the Spirit of Fire is actually in the system. It's the system where Reach, along with many other planets, are located. So could we be visiting Reach again? There is also a chance we're going to be visiting a planet called Beta Gabriel, which is a planet that was occupied by a brute pack soon after the fall of Reach. Maybe it's where the Banished came from. I guess only time will tell.
He is 28 years out from his last set of orders. Like, what do you do when you are supposed to report into this hierarchy, but you literally haven't seen them for almost 3 decades?
We didn't drift out of the galaxy in 28 years, Professor.
We didn't drift out of the galaxy in 28 years, Professor. Music to my ears. It was physically impossible for the Spirit of Fire to drift from the Shield world to the Ark without a slipspace drive in 28 years. Like, the laws of physics and speed simply don't allow for it. It's great that this has actually been acknowledged and addressed, and it really does give me faith for the overall story. Now, the real question is, how the hell did they actually get to the Ark? Again, unfortunately, only time will tell.
The crew wakes up, they have no idea what's going on, and he comes across this massive...
Now, I might be picking at the fine details way too much here, but do these look like Halo rings to anyone else? More so, the ones on the left look around the size of the original rings, which were 30,000 kilometers wide, and the ones on the right look roughly the size of the newer rings that are 10,000 kilometers wide. If so, why the hell are the old variants of rings still in existence alongside the new ones? And also, why the hell are there 10 rings?
Banished force.
He's always chosen his crew over his own advancement.
He's always chosen his own crew over his own advancement. This could create parallels between Cutter and Let Volir, and maybe we'll be seeing a Halo 2 style alliance being struck, again to fight against the Banished. I sure as hell hope so. Yet another shot here that I absolutely love. It shows the more human side of Cutter when he's not being a captain. The way that he just walks through the Spirit of Fire's halls among his other crew, and the way that they also all salute him just looks so cool.
They've been through hell and back, and they wake up in this universe they don't understand, and he's going to do whatever he needs to do to protect his crew. And that sets off a really fascinating face-off.
Now, I know it seems odd doing this at the very end, but I just wanted to touch on the title of the ViDoc real quick, and the phrase that 343 seem to be using to market Halo Wars 2, know your enemy. Now, this suggests that maybe Atriox isn't going to be the only enemy the crew face in Halo Wars 2, or there's going to be a force that is infinitely worse than Atriox that they're going to have to fight as well. Either way, 343 have made it very apparent that we're fighting the Banished, but they're using this ambiguous slogan to promote the game. I don't know, it just seems really fishy to me at least. And that's all for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed and you're as hyped as I am for Halo Wars 2. This story ViDoc really does set more of a scene than we've ever seen so far for Halo Wars 2's story, and it has my hype levels literally going so high they're reaching Pluto. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the Atriox Didact video.